She's taking forever. So we decided to go to Walgreens to get some things for Kelly's dad's birthday. And she's been here for about 40 minutes while I've been waiting patiently. So I decided to get the Sonic, give myself a little energy into our workout tonight. Guys, first and foremost, I want to thank you all so much for all the support you guys show me so far, and just all the positive feedback I hear about the videos and everything else, and I just can't appreciate it anymore. So I want to dive into this now. Today I actually ended up doing a arm workout. So this is a fairly long vlog. I really made it uncut for the most part, so you're going to see a lot of choppy stuff, but it's good because you can see the behind the scenes type of stuff. So right here, starting out, I started with a traditional bicep curl, kind of like an Arnold dumbbell curl, but a bicep preacher curl with a dumbbell. So I'm really isolating my bicep in this movement. I did 3 sets of this at 15 reps. So I didn't go too heavy. I really focused on the eccentric motion, so the motion where my muscle was straightening out and lengthening. I really focused on that, bringing it down slowly and squeezing at the top. So I really wanted to focus on form today. I wasn't too worried about weight. As you can see, I superset and I transitioned right into a wide grip straight bar preacher curl. I did this for 3 sets of 15. So again, same movement or same rep range, same set range. Not too heavy with this either. I really wanted to focus on just squeezing everything, feeling every single fiber tear. Now, as you can see, I went wider on this. The reason is I wanted to hit a little bit more of the outer head of my bicep. And the first movement, I hit the inner head. So the bicep is actually composed of 2 different heads. You have a lateral and an inner head. And right here, I'm hitting both different sides of the bicep. So after that, I transition right into, same thing again, sorry about that. So, again, continuing this, I really wanted to emphasize that squeeze. So, and as you can see, I'm kind of leaning to one side, and the reason I'm doing that, guys, is it's really allowing me to not cheat and keep my weight or put too much weight on my front deltoid, because that's the problem with bicep curls. Some people will tend to actually put too much weight or too much pressure on their front deltoid, on their shoulder, and the bicep doesn't do all the work. So that's why I'm actually using this preacher curl, because what that's doing is it's allowing me to really emphasize that muscle, put emphasis on that muscle, and not cheat throughout the movement. So I was getting pretty burnout right here. That's why I started to slow down. But the biggest thing I focus on today too, and I preach this a lot, is time under tension. So what that is being in high reps, low weight, and really focusing on form and keeping the muscle under tension throughout the movement, 40 to 60 seconds. It should be in a tension phase. So right here, I did 3 sets of 20 with rope curls. I try to keep my elbows, in, and I try to keep them back. I don't want them going forward, because when they go forward, that starts to work the front deltoid. As you can see, I explode up, but I come down slow, and that's the important part. So I edged a little bit forward because I didn't want to, put too much strain on my shoulders as well. So again, this was 3 sets of 20. Just goofing around. So that's actually all it for biceps, guys. That was only 9 sets. The bicep is a fairly small muscle. As you can see in one of my blog posts too, you'll see that the bicep only needs to be worked 6 to 9 sets about. Really anywhere from 30 to 60 sets total of that one muscle per workout. So now I go into triceps. This is a tricep rope pull down. 3 sets, I believe, of 20 I did at this. Or, excuse me, 3 sets of 15. So kind of a reverse scheme as like I did in the beginning, doing it a little bit opposite with the biceps starting out with the supersets first and then the burnout. Now I'm starting out with the burnout, then the supersets. So now I'm going to a overhead tricep press. So what this is working, the triceps are actually on the back side of the arm. They're composed of 3 different muscles. You have your lateral, your inner, and the other side or the other head. So the lateral head is actually the one that's getting, the inner head was getting worked the most on that overhead extension. And the first movement with the tricep rope pull down, that works the lateral head. So that's the head on the outside of your tricep, the smaller head, and the bigger head is on the inside. So now what this is supposed to replicate is this is supposed to be like a tricep kickback, as you'll see traditionally with dumbbells, except I'm doing with a cable. So I actually put nothing, barely any weight on here at 3 sets of 15. And again, the overhead press was 3 sets of 15 as well. So there's barely any weight on this. And there's no, there's no type of thing on the cable. It's just me grabbing the end of the cable where the ball is. I decided just to switch over. I didn't feel like I wanted, to get a good angle from this side as well. So that's why I went to that side. Same thing. I only put it at, like 1 on here. You don't need much weight for this exercise. Just like a kickback, you only need, 15 to 20 pounds. I mean, that's even a lot. So the biggest thing is, guys, you want to keep that. See how my elbow right here, it's moving just a bit, but right there, you want to be able to keep that elbow in a fixed position, and you want the forearm to actually move throughout the movement. That if you can't do that, then it's too much weight. And look, see how I move it up just a bit because it was too much weight. My elbow was diving forward, so my tricep wasn't doing the work, and I wasn't doing good form. So that's the key with this. I really want to focus on the tricep doing the movement. Okay, so right here, this I ended up going to abs. I wanted to do windmills. As you guys know, if you train with me online, I'm a big advocate of ab circuits to build abs. I believe that's the best way you can build abs. It's the most efficient way to build abs. So I did 3 sets of, actually this was only 12 reps total, 6 each side of windmills. They're very difficult. You want to try to limit the swinging, the momentum. I had a little bit of momentum in that, unfortunately. My abs were pretty tired from today. I actually worked them in class. So right here, this is actually a tricep kneeling crunch, or excuse me, a kneeling ab crunch. So again, working the transverse abdominis, really just keep exhausting the core. Weighted abs is the best way to go. This is about, I believe this was 3 sets of 10. So that was my 10 in there. And then I finalize it with a plank, but it's a knee to elbow crunch. But it's the same side, guys. So you just stick in a plank position, but you're bringing the same knee into the elbow as far as you can go, and squeezing the core as you bring your knee up. So the biggest thing is you don't want to keep your butt too high. You want to keep that back flat, almost as if it's a bridge. You want to squeeze those glutes, squeeze the hamstrings the whole way through, and you want to engage your lats, so you don't want to keep your too much strain on your shoulders. People have the tendency to do that with planks because they don't lean too far forward, and that's the problem. So hop right up. That's it. Alright, so because Kel was taking so long, I decided to go back in and buy more. So I ended up getting their sleep edition of whatever this drink is. It's really good, mellow mango. I'm pretty excited to try this out. I really like this branding on this company. Once again, I'm not affiliated with them. I just really think that it is a unique drink, and I'm gonna try it out. So it promotes restful sleep, proprietary formula, helps normalize sleep patterns. So yeah, pretty much replenishes your sleep. Looks good. And then what's the other one? Ooh, Bliss, reduce stress. This is pretty cool. I think everyone could benefit from this, right, Kel?
Yeah.
Enhance your mood. Helps you. Well, Kel's a testimonial. She said it works, so let's try out the sleep tonight.
on the ball.